Hey Grace Kids, we're going to be talking about Jacob and Esau today and just how their relationship transpired, okay? And so as we get into this, the point of this will be Rebekah and Jacob tricking Isaac into blessing Jacob, okay? So there's some trickery. This family's not doing so hot with staying together and loving each other. They're trying to trick each other. That's not a good start to our story, huh? But we'll see how God deals with this situation and how his plan transpires. Now this is going to be from Genesis chapter 27 and 28. So if you get your parents to go ahead and read that with you, you can read it on your own. That'll give you a little bit more background. But I'm going to be talking about the story, and we want to handle this question with this new unit of lessons, okay? This question is, does God keep his promises? And the answer is God always keeps his promises because he is faithful. Again, that answer is God always keeps his promises because he is faithful. So as we get into the lesson today, we find out that Isaac is he's gotten older, and with his older age, he's lost his eyesight, okay? So he can't see very well. Okay, maybe it's just a blurred vision, but we just know that he is having struggles with his eyesight. Now, he calls in Esau, and Isaac, recognizing that he's getting older, he might die soon, and so before the father dies, he wants to be able to bless his son. Now, this is a cultural thing that they did back in the day, and they might still do it in cultures around the world. But you find here that Isaac calls in Esau. He says, Esau, I want you to go out hunting. This was Esau's thing. He liked to go hunting. And he says, I want you to go out hunting, and I want you to make me a meal, and I'm going to eat it, and then I'm going to bless you, and you're going to be able to be blessed with all the land, the riches, and what's and the power of the family. So Esau goes out and obeys. Now Rebekah's listening in. She's listening in. She can hear what's going on, and she goes over to Jacob. Hey, I've got this plan. In that way, you can get the blessing. I want you to go and collect the animal for me to be able to make the meal that your dad likes, and I want you to take it in, and that way you can get blessed instead of Esau. And Jacob's like, hey, that's great, but I don't smell like Esau. I don't feel like Esau. We're going to have some issues. And I know Dad has some blurred sight, but we've got to be able to convince him here. And so Mom puts together a plan. Hey, we're going to get some goat hair and put it on your arms, hands, neck, and we're going to put on Esau's clothes so you smell like him. I mean, this is going to work out. So this is exactly what they did. They got the meal together. He got dressed. They applied the hair to his arms, neck, and hands, and they go into Isaac and, hey, Dad, here's your meal. He's like, who is this? I said, it's Esau, your son. He says, well, let me feel your hands, your arms. And so he did, and he says, okay, you sound like Jacob, but you feel like Esau. And he says, okay, so he eats, and he ends up blessing Jacob with all the land, the riches, and the power of the family. And you say, wow, what a crazy situation. What happens with Esau? Well, Esau gets back. Jacob's already left. Esau comes in. He says, Dad, I made the meal for you. And Isaac knew at that point that he had been tricked. And Isaac says, I've already blessed Jacob. And Esau is frustrated. He's angry. He's sad. And he says, can't you just give me some blessing? And Isaac says, no, I've already given it. What a problem. What a tragedy in this sense for their family and the trickery that's going on here. And Esau gets angry, so angry that he's ready to kill his brother. Now Isaac and Rebekah realized what was going on, and so they got Jacob and they said, we need you to go to the land of our relatives, and you can find a wife there. Go ahead, leave. Esau's angry with you. Get out of here. So Jacob leaves. So Jacob's out, and he's on his way, and it comes up to nighttime, and he pulls up a nice fluffy rock and lays his head down on this rock. Can you imagine trying to lay down on a rock? Man, that would be so hard on the head. But some of you could probably deal with it. I don't know. But he lays his head down on the rock and he falls asleep. And he's sleeping there, and all of a sudden he dreams. I don't know if you've ever had some crazy dreams, unique dreams, beautiful dreams, whatever it might be, but he has a dream. And there's a stairway going from the ground all the way up into heaven, and coming down and going up are angels. What a cool dream to be able to have. But God says, he speaks to Jacob and he says, listen, I am the God of your grandfather Abraham, your father Isaac, and I will be your God. And he takes the covenant that he had given with Abraham and Isaac, and he reaffirms that with Jacob, and you'll be blessed, and you'll have children, and you will spread out, and you'll be as the dust of the earth. Can you imagine? Can you start counting the dust? It'd take you forever. You wouldn't be able to do it. It'd be crazy. And yet, that's what God states. You'll be as the dust of the earth. Can you imagine having a family like that? Oh man, it'd be a lot of mouths to feed. But God blesses him and reaffirms that covenant. Jacob wakes up the next morning. He says, God was in this place. God is in this place. And he put oil on the rock that he had laid down for a pillow, and he ends up renaming that area Bethel because of what happened there. You say, wow, what a crazy amount of things that happened. Yes, there was a crazy amount. The verse that we're going to be focusing on for this series of lessons is Genesis chapter 28 and verse 15. And it says, and behold, I am with thee, and will keep thee in all places whither thou goest, and will bring thee again into this land, for I will not leave thee until I have done that which I have spoken to thee of. And this is God talking to Jacob, and he's saying, listen, even though you're going out into a different land, I'll be with you, I will take care of you, I'll bring you back to this land that I've given you, it's gonna be okay. And listen, we can rest in this because God keeps his promises. And we already answered that. God is faithful and keeps his promises. So as far as summary goes, we come back to this. Here's a few questions that we can ask ourselves for this. And one of those would be, why did Jacob trick Isaac? Well, it's because he wanted the blessing. He wanted the blessing. How did Esau react to this? Well, he was sad, he was frustrated, he was angry, and ready to kill Jacob. What did Jacob dream? Well, he dreamed about a stairway that went from the ground to the heavens, and angels coming down and going up, and then God spoke to him. And then why did God allow for Jacob and Rebekah to do these sinful things? Well, remember back when Jacob and Esau were born, God had promised that the older would serve the younger. Now, God uses people, and even though we mess up and we sin, he still uses people in order to make his plans happen. He knows who you are. He knows who I am. He knows what we're going to do. And yet he uses us to make sure that his plans work. And his plan works out here as we see that Jacob is the one that is going to get the blessing, and Esau will in turn serve the younger Jacob, because Esau didn't get the blessing, Jacob did. So now Jacob is in charge of this family. So as we see this, you say, how is Christ connected? Well, again, this covenant that's passed on over and over again, because God is faithful and his promises are true and will come true. God here is continuing the line, and Jesus will come out of the line of Jacob. It's a very, very interesting story. You say, what kind of an activity do you have for us today? We need to be able to fill our time. Well, if you have like a little Nerf gun, don't point it at your siblings, because your mom probably doesn't want you to. She wants peace in the home. But get your Nerf gun, or get something, your rubber band gun, and set up some target practice, like some plastic cups or something, and see if you can get the targets. See if you can aim and hit those targets just like Esau would have had to aim and hit his target as he hunted. So hopefully that'll help you and reminding you of our lesson for today. All right? Is God faithful in his promises? Yes, he is. And he always keeps them. So I hope you enjoyed this lesson for today. I hope you have a wonderful day. Get out and get some fresh air and have a nice walk and wave to people. You need to wave to people. Just say hi and keep your distance. Obviously, there's social distancing, but keep your distance and say hi to everybody around you. We'll talk to you later.